precisely. As is said in the Sutras, of all the jewels, the jewel of wisdom is foremost. There is no further sadness or torment for the person who is established at the summit of wisdom. Considering unfortunate and troubled beings, there is nothing that he does not discover except by the sword of wisdom. He breaks the passions which have had no beginning and the shackles of samsara. By the power of wisdom, one is able to perfect the six perfections. One obtains the inconceivable immense bodhi of the Buddhas, one realizes omniscience and, a fortiori, the high qualities of the Sravakas, Pratyekabuddhas and worldly people. When this wisdom has grown, been purified, and rendered indestructible, it is called perfection. Hearing these exhortations, beings become established in the perfection of wisdom. We may add that the bodhisattva does not always preach orally. Sometimes he manifests the basis of his miraculous power and emits rays so that beings become established in the six perfections. Sometimes he resorts to many other methods and even goes so far as to exercise his activity in dreams so that beings awaken and become established in the six perfections. This is why the Prajnaparamitasutra has said, the bodhisattva who wishes that beings become established in the six perfections must practice the perfection of wisdom. Aksayam Kusalam. Fourth section, Planting Inexhaustible Roots of Good. Sutra. The bodhisattva-mahasattva who wishes to plant even one single root of good in the field of merit of the Buddhas and make it inexhaustible until he accedes to supreme complete enlightenment must practice the perfection of wisdom. Sastra. One single root to be planted in the field of the Buddhas. Roots of good. There are three roots of good. 1. Absence of desire. 2. Absence of hatred. 3. Absence of delusion. All the good dharmas derive their birth and their increase from the three roots of good, just as plants, trees, grasses, and bushes derive their arising and growth from their roots. This is why they are called roots of good. Here by roots of good the Prajnaparamitasutra means not the roots of good themselves but rather things to be offered which are the roots of good for causes and conditions, e.g. flowers, perfumes, lamps, or also spiritual offerings such as the observance of morality, the recitation of sutras, etc. Here, actually, the Prajnaparamitasutra is metaphorically designating the effect by the cause. Why is that? Perfumes and flowers are morally indeterminate. They must be offered with a good intention to really be roots of good. In itself the gift is not meritorious. It is only when it destroys avarice and opens the door to the good dharmas that it is a root of good and qualifies as meritorious. Thus, the needle guides the thread and sews the garment, but the sewing is not the needle. Here the Prajnaparamitasutra is speaking about a single root of good. One flower, one perfume, one lamp, one ceremony, one recitation of a sutra, one observance of morality, one trance, one wisdom, etc. Taken one by one, these material offerings and these spiritual offerings are planted in the Buddha field. The field of the Buddhas is the Buddhas of the 10 directions and the 3 times. Whether it is a matter of one Buddha present in the world, one statue, one relic, or simply one recollection of a Buddha, one is planting it in the sense that one's mind is being firmly attached to it. Question. The sutras mention many fields of merit. Why is it a question here of planting in the field of the Buddhas only? Answer. Although there are many fields of merit, the Buddha is the foremost field of merit because he has the 10 powers, the 4 fearlessnesses, the 18 special attributes and innumerable Buddha attributes of the same type. That is why it is a matter here of planting only in the field of the Buddhas. It is true that the jewel of the Dharma is the Buddha's teacher, but if the Buddha did not preach the Dharma, this jewel would be unused. In the same way, although there are good medicines, if there are no good physicians to prescribe them, they would be unused. This is why, although the jewel of the Dharma is superior, we always mention the jewel of the Buddha first and a fortiori, only third, the jewel of the community. Moreover, the field of the Buddhas produces immense fruits of retribution, whereas the fruits produced by the other fields, immense though they are indeed inferior. This is why the field of the Buddhas is placed first. 2. Inexhaustible root. The bodhisattva wants the root of good that he is planting in the field of the Buddhas to be inexhaustible. The Buddhas are endowed with inexhaustible qualities. This is why the merits that are planted therein are also inexhaustible. Moreover, since the qualities of the Buddhas are immense, infinite, innumerable, and unequaled, the merits that are planted therein are also inexhaustible. Moreover, when the Buddha was still a bodhisattva, he had in mind the universality of beings. But these beings are immeasurable and infinite in number. Therefore his merit also was inexhaustible. Finally, the field of the Buddhas is very pure, for all the dirty weeds of the passions, craving, etc. have been uprooted. Pure morality is its leveled soil. Great loving-kindness and great compassion are its beauties. It is free of poor brackish fields. The 37 auxiliaries to enlightenment are its canals. The 10 powers, the 4 fearlessnesses, the 4 unhindered knowledges, etc. are its great walls. It produces the 3 vehicles, nirvana, and the fruits of ripening. Whoever plants in this peerless and unequaled field reaps inexhaustible merit. Question. However, all the conditioned dharmas, having impermanence as their nature, all end up in being exhausted. How then could merit, the result of causes and conditions, be inexhaustible? Answer. The Prajnaparamitasutra here does not say that it is always inexhaustible, but rather that it is inexhaustible during the interval of time that it takes for the bodhisattva to become Buddha. Moreover, although they arise and perish from moment to moment, the conditioned dharmas are inexhaustible insofar as their series is not cut and the fruit of retribution is not lost. It is like the lamp which, although its successive flames arise and are extinguished from instant to instant, is not said to be extinguished. It is necessary that the tallow be melted and the wick be consumed for the lamp to be extinguished. It is the same for merit. Resolutely planted in an excellent field, it remains non-extinguished until the disappearance of things. Finally, the bodhisattva knows that the true nature of dharmas is inexhaustible, like nirvana. But the merit is part of the true nature of the dharmas, therefore it too is inexhaustible. If that is so, nirvana being inexhaustible, merit too should be always inexhaustible. Why does the Prajnaparamitasutra say that it remains inexhaustible during the interval of time required for the bodhisattva to become Buddha? Answer. By the power of the wisdom that it inspires, this merit becomes a quality comparable to nirvana. Absolutely empty, unborn, and unceasing. This is why it is compared to nirvana, but it is not nirvana. If it were confused with nirvana, one would be unable to establish a comparison between this merit and nirvana. If it were really nirvana, then what would this fruit of retribution that remains indestructible consist of when one becomes Buddha? This can be compared to the 3 gates of deliverance, namely, emptiness, signlessness and wishlessness. Just as deliverance has absolute emptiness as nature, so the Sunyata Vimoksha considers the world to be absolutely empty. Just as deliverance has the absence of nature as nature, so also the Anamita Vimoksha considers the world to be without nature. Just as deliverance has wishlessness as nature, so also the Apranihita Vimoksha considers the world as excluding any wishing. In summary, just as the 3 gates of deliverance are like deliverance but are not deliverance, so the merit planted in the field of the Buddhas is like nirvana but is not nirvana. This is why the Prajnaparamitasutra says here. The bodhisattva who wants to plant even one single root of good in the field of merit of the Buddhas and make it inexhaustible until he accedes to supreme complete enlightenment must practice the perfection of wisdom. End chapter 46.